invaluable service that you do. And you've added so much to the yatra. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So this I've been thinking about this for last few days, almost from like first day of our yatra. So when we visited Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Kutir, Bhajan Kutir, as Prabhu was mentioning, we were waiting for us to get the space to have class, and I saw a devotee there from that temple who was playing mridanga during the arati. And after the arati was done, I noticed that his right hand was not normal. It was injured severely, but he was still playing the mridanga and he did his service. After that, when we sat down and you were giving us class, I noticed that the same devotee, he came out and he had a cloth in his hand and he was cleaning the space around the Tulasi Maharani in the out space, and also the temple veranda he was cleaning, wiping it off nicely with the wet cloth. And I was amazed by that, his service, because I saw that his right hand was completely gone, and he wasn't able to use the one hand that he had. This reminded me that few months back I had my right hand basically injured and I couldn't do much service, and I was just telling myself that, oh, this is so difficult, I can't do any service my one hand. And looking at that devotee, it just reminded me that I should be much more sincere in my service and sadhana. Thank you.
Can't find her. Okay. Yes, Shankari Kaur.
So, Guru Maharaj, during our yatras, we saw a lot of akhand lamps, and I was thinking that
keep that really close.
The flame is like our sadhana, and the sadhu sangha is the fuel. The moment this fuel is out, this flame is going to go out, and we know the example of Bharat Maharaj. So I was just appreciating the sadhu sangha that I had. I remember the first day when I arrived on Monday, the first person I saw near the elevator was Guruma. And as usual, she just opened her arms and gave me a big hug. And it just reminded me of the first day when I had come to ISV in 2021. And the moment she did that, I knew I had arrived. This was home to be. So that's one thing, Guru Maharaj. And the other thing I've written about, we were talking about Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. And I often think that, is it even possible to come to that stage when I can just withdraw myself from all the upadhis that we have? In these 5 days, I think I did that. I didn't care about anything. Not to say that, okay, I didn't call my children or I don't have any affection for them, but it did not interfere with my sadhana. I can do everything with complete absorption, and my anarthas did not bother me at all. And this is all because of the sadhu sangha. Guru Maharaj, I'll be returning home tomorrow. And so I just want to express my gratitude for each and every person over here to make this yatra so beautiful. This is my first time, but this is definitely not going to be the last time. Thank you so much for everything.
We're going to miss you. You added so much to the yatra. You almost shouldn't tell us if you're leaving because it's too painful. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'm going to start calling you Maharaj. Association, I used to call you Prabhu. Initially, I was skeptical about joining the yatra. I didn't feel comfortable. I don't know anybody in the group, but I want to extend my appreciation for the community you've created. I really felt welcomed, belonged. It feels like a family now. And like Malini Prabhu was saying yesterday, we may have missed the boat of Lord Chaitanya, we may have missed the boat of Srila Prabhupada, and as you stood there on the ocean, the sun was just rising, and I remembered Krishne Swadamo Pagatik Dharma Jnanadvisaha Kalau Nashtam Drisham Esha Purana Kodinodita, and you standing there and reciting Yat Chakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam, and I was like, we still have the boat of Vaisheshika Prabhu and the family. Thank you.
Having you and your husband here has been extraordinarily uplifting, and it's very impressed. You added so much. The crown jewel was your poetry. Just to know that somebody can do that within such a short amount of time, it's amazing. But the way you gave attention and the way Konteya Prabhu came to every program, it was just really heartfelt. Thank you. Thank you. Please come to Vrindavan with us. I hope to see you again. Hare Krishna. Okay, we have some cards here. Yeah. Looks like Malini. This Malini? Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I don't know how I can thank you for I don't know how I can thank you for organizing this yatra as well as allowing me to come and be part of it. But my sincere gratitude for that. There are so many realizations, of course, but there is one common theme. I try to meditate during this yatra, is to be in the mood of a beggar in the dham. So wherever I try to get an opportunity, I was trying to see if I can assist the people in their bhajan rather than putting my own agenda. So when we went to Tota Gopinath temple in the morning, if you go a little early, like by 5:20 or so, there is a sadhu who sings all of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajans. He just goes like a train, one after the other to the other. And it was so nice to just go and play kartal for him. Not expertly, but a little bit. Initially I didn't play, but he showed me, play kartal, so assist me in my bhajan. So asking for that service and getting an opportunity to do something for them, I felt so grateful. And there was another Mataji at Tota Gopinath. She just does the bell service. It's very loud. I was wondering why, because we can't hear what they sing, but I think that's what Gopinath likes. So she was doing, and I requested, can I do it? And then she said, sure. She shared. I felt so grateful that she shared. And I was just trying to do the bell to match the mridanga, she came and chastised me and said, you have to do like this. So I felt like, I'm just a beggar here. I just have to follow their instructions, not use my own mind on what makes it better. That's how Gopinath likes. So I just was doing like... But that was really satisfying to be part of their bhajan rather than thinking of my own. And the part where I think this was Narottam Das Thakur's again, that Madhvananda Prabhu sings Gauranga Karuna Karo again, Dante Trina Dhuri Gaura Dakiye Tumhara. So with the straw in your teeth, you have to call out for Gaura, which means that you have to feel that humble. So while distributing books, by not speaking anything, I felt some kind of an experience of that you're putting a straw in the street, that you can't say anything, you don't have a qualification to say. And one person, I just showed all the cards, and I showed the donation thing, and I just stood in the mountain pose like that. And he said, I don't have any money. I just stood like this. He said, I don't have any. I showed him the QR code thing. I don't have phone pay. And I just stood like this. And then he said, I am going to leave now. And I stood again. I didn't move. I felt like, I didn't say anything because I felt like, oh, this is what Dante Trinadvarigara means, like, you can't say anything because. And then I just stood. And then he was telling me, he told me 4 times, I'm going to leave now, okay? 4 times. And literally, he didn't have anything. But I had that realization that this is what humility means, is that you don't have anything to say when you have to call to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What qualification do we have? So that was one. And also another realization was, there was, today we went to, for a very brief time, we went to Sakshi Gopal temple, and we carried some books with us. And there was a seemingly beggar. I mean, I know there's no beggars in Dham, but there's one person seemingly who was begging for money. So I went to that person and I gave him the same thing. I gave him a lollipop, I gave him the sticker, and I gave him the book. And then he gave me 10 rupees donation. So I realized that, in the Dham, there is no person that is actually lower than you. You are the most lowest person, and you're here just to beg something from them rather than give something to them. So this was one of the thought process.
Wow. Oh. Plenty Prema. And it's a really full card too. This is good.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj. So, empower us to be aware of you. This is the prayer you said couple of days back. And ever since I heard that, I have been meditating on this. And this whole week, you took us to many places where our dearest Lord appeared on the request and did wonderful pastimes, leaving back such great gems of places like Sarvamova Bhattacharya's house, Gambhira, Tota Gopinath. And at Dandabanga yesterday, it was such a serene atmosphere. And I had this thought, what if the Lord did not appear? Where would we be visiting? Where would we go? And at that moment I realized that Krishna is so merciful by appearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving us such gems of places for us to visit, meditate, and offer prayers. And yesterday you mentioned how Rupa Goswami writes in one verse, which is like a summary. It said something like, how our process of hearing and chanting will take us to the ultimate goal, that is to be a close friend of Krishna and playing around with him. By practicing basics of Krishna consciousness, gradually, step by step, we will transfer from this material world to spiritual world. And these places which we visit are like windows to that spiritual world. I'm very, very, very grateful to you for this wonderful opportunity, Guru Ma and Shraddha Ma as well, for allowing me to do lots of services. And book distribution was a highlight for me. I always thought that I would like to transcend this world and go back to Godhead in this lifetime itself. But yesterday when I had one more card which I did not submit, but I never thought I'll say this, but few years back I did had this thought that what if we all just think of going back to Krishna, and then who would, carry the legacy of helping these unfortunate souls. But after doing book distribution in Jagannath Puri with you all, in association with you all, I feel I am ready to give up that service of going back and just continue doing here, if that is what Krishna if that pleases the Lord.
Does anybody else have one or anything they'd like to say? We have a few more minutes. One thing was on my mind. Yes, you have. Okay, please, go ahead.
Just comparing the mood outside Niladri Premier, and there's just two incidents that really got me thinking. One was on my way back from the Jagannath temple. The auto rickshaw driver was very, very nice in the sense he knew I had a bead bag, I was wearing dhoti tilak. So he also was in a very, he spoke about the Lord and how he's so dependent on the Lord. And so while he was fixing the rate, he said slightly more than usually. And I said, okay, but this is way more. So you could reconsider. He said, okay, ja ichha, you can, you figure it out. But this is what I want. It was quite late, so I said, okay, we'll figure it out when I get there. And depends on the traffic and the route. So his motivation was, and he was trying to please me throughout the trip, throughout the ride. He was saying, the Jagannath, but for me, every person who sits in my rickshaw is my Bhagwan. And I was like, no, this is not happening. I have to correct this. So we had this long discussion, and I was quite inspired because of the verse we've been reciting. And then another incident that happened was at the temple yesterday. The pandas are pandas. They're meant to do a service which no one else can. It's just very inspiring to see their very focused determination to make devotees realize that the clarity with which that you have to deal with the material world, because they're very single-mindedly focused that if you offer prasad of certain denomination, then obviously there are certain benefits and perks that you will get. But he was seeing our group of very dedicated chanters. We were just constantly chanting, and all of us were just at it. It was just so blissful to see all of us so focused in our japa. And I think something happened. He stopped looking at us, and he let us go with a very nominal whatever. And he actually made an effort to get prasad for us, and he was really nice. He got us to a back corner, and he gave us a box of khaja each. So with tulsi and with mollies and everything else. So I just realized that somehow we did carry forward your teachings and our Sangha's energy of japa to the Lord, and the Lord really noticed. And in the temple, there's obviously can get very suffocating, and I have that issue. So I was also praying to the Lord that, I'm standing, I'm waiting, but there's obviously fresh air that we really need. And this panda actually took us to a corner where there was a gate where there was a lot of fresh air. And I was like, Japa, I'm taking a deep breath in and out. So it was a very blissful moment to sort of be there with everyone and also do some pranayam japa. Hari Krishna.
When you said the verse we've been reciting, you're talking about Vedanti Tat Tattva Vida. Right, okay. And when you were in the temple room, because you were chanting, and the panda noticed that you weren't just on a tourism kind of thing. He noticed the different level. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'm also not going to come from Vrindavan, so I wanted to share my concluding realization.
Oh, God.
I wanted to thank you and all the organizers for this retreat for one more reason. My parents are here too. They're here for the first time on the ISV Yatra, and it's my first ISV Yatra. And we were discussing how we've been in Krishna consciousness for many years, but we haven't really gone to yatras before this one because we never knew where we fit in or who we can go with. We never had an inside route. And because of connection with you and your mercy, we have an inside route to come with this family of devotees and visit the places of the Lord. And it means a lot because, like I said before, it makes everything come to life. And I feel very grateful because over the last 5 months, I've had the chance to join you in your yatras to Vrindavan and then Mayapur and now Puri. So it feels like my India trip has now been successful because I can see these places through your eyes and through your teachings. And like Haraya Pran said, there's nowhere else in the world that anybody could wish to be. So thank you.
Thank you, Madhavananda Prabhu, and Krishna Kund Devi for opening the door to Puri for us. I'd been to Jagannath Puri in the old days, but in recent days when we started coming here, you were so welcoming and loving, and you really did get us introduced to the mood here. It was your love for Jagannath Puri, which actually is a love for your spiritual master, and the way you've uniquely established a niche in ISKCON to follow a very maybe not well known aspect of Krishna consciousness, Jagannath Puri, and what it means. And that's unique because it comes through your Guru Maharaj, and you've represented him so well here. To speak of just being so steady with your productions, your newsletters coming out. It's always a source of solace to know that you're here and to see your newsletter come out on Ekadashi and so forth. And we have so many deep and beautiful samskars from being in Puri over many years with you here. And now if we feel it's one of the ingredients of our bhajan to come here on a regular basis. Thanks to you both for being such so welcoming and helpful in bringing that vibration to us. Hare Krishna. No, you can.
Okay, I got 2 items at least.
Okay.
A few things. Can I just say something about them?
Can he share Mahabhashatam with you? He wants permission. I want to say a couple more things to the yatris and then do that. And that is that every yatra we have, we don't know how it's going to come together or what it'll be like, because they're all unique. It's like a community that you just put together, and who knows who comes and what the combinations and permutations of devotees and association will be. But one thing we've seen is it's a service, and if we just try to hear and chant together in the Dham, then we get something invaluable. And it's what we talked about the first night, is we're coming here, it's the pilgrimage of the heart, to take away that feeling that, oh, I was there and I have a connection, And it's the connection to the devotees, to the service that you did here, to the deities that you presented yourself before, and just everything. The imagery, for instance, we just happened upon the beach. That was Krishna's arrangement, and that the experience was something that I'll never forget. It's given me an inspiration, and there are dozens, if not hundreds, of those that are I'm yet to recall in my mind. So it's a unique experience. It's been amazing. I'm feeling melancholy from the fact that we're decamping, and as Madhavananda Prabhu used to say at the end of our yatras, that's a good thing. You should feel like that, because there has to be beginning and an end, and when you do end, then you realize how valuable of a opportunity you had, especially when you walk out and see the duty-free shops again. You go like, wow, that's still going on? And all the other noise, blah, 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 and you think, you have all these recollections of the safety and protection of devotional service. And it can be done anywhere. I'm really grateful to all of you. I would say it's just been, from the beginning to end, an extraordinarily powerful yatra for me. And thank you all for coming. Vishnu Gada Prabhu, since I heard you were coming, that gave me great hope that my life will be happy. It's really nice to have you here. We spent years together in devotional service. We used to chant the Brahma Samhita every morning together, right after Mangalartik for Radha Govinda in New York City. And I mean, that's just one aspect of it, but it just goes to show how devotional service just gets thicker over the years. You have these relationships that you make, and they get better and better over time as you go on together in practicing your devotional service. We all have our own individual places to go back to and circumstances to deal with, but we're all together in the service of the Lord, and this is a nice reminder of how beautiful that is. I think the book distribution was fantastic. Chukujavenu did a great job of organizing it. And Shraddha Devi Dasi, thank you very much for your miraculous service, and the whole team that worked on this. And thank you, Jagarini and Akurnath, for coming. It meant a lot to us that you came on the yatra. Hare Krishna. And for those of you who are going to Vrindavan, is anybody coming to Vrindavan? A few of you. And there'll be more that weren't in this part, so we're sort of reshuffling the deck. It's hard because when new people come, it's like, oh, in Purī it was so nice, and can we do it again? Can we get that spontaneous feeling again? And that's always we're anxious about that. But it always works, because the thing that works is Krishna. And if you just do the simple things, read Bhagavad Gita. If all else fails, read Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna, and everything will work out. Anyway, it's just been an overwhelmingly beautiful yatra, and thank you very much for coming. Good to see you, Madhuripura. Thanks for coming in, flying down here especially. Madhavananda Prabhu, tell us what we've won. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Let me just say a couple of words personally too. We've been here in this Dham since 1993, taking devotees around. And it's always wonderful. It's always a very special pleasure for me. But just as we, in our own personal exchanges, we get to know people, and if somebody wants something from you, or they want to cheat you, or they want to exploit you, that hurts your feelings. And they don't really know you then. The real way to get to know someone is through service. And this yatra, I can tell you, is a very, very special yatra. It's always special for anyone who comes to Purī. Even those persons who come here to eat fish and to take baths in the ocean and go see a movie, they get spiritual benefit. And what to speak of the persons who come here to hear and chant. But this yatra I find is very, very special. And I'm so grateful to see this going on because you've come here with a mood of service, of serving the Dham. And when we serve someone, we get to know them in the best way. So this is such a special place. I wanted to share with you a couple of very special items of prasadam. As we sometimes comment, this place, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu melted the stone 5 times in different places here. He never melted the stone in Navadvip. He never melted the stone in Vrindavan. Why did he melt the stone here? Recently, one friend of ours gave us something very special. They went inside the Jagannath Mandir and they took some kumkum and they made a print of the footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, while he was standing next to the Garuda Stamba, he became so ecstatic. He's standing in the doorway. He melted some fingerprints in the doorway. And he also melted the stone under his feet. He melted his handprint right near to Jagannath. When he first came in, he was lying unconscious in front of the deities. Anyway, later they moved these footprints, and there's a little special shrine for them now. And someone made this thing. I thought you could pass this around. But I have to get it back. You don't want to go to the jail here in Purī. So. I have a friend who has a lot of amazing connections. And he came to our house today with his basket. And today is known as Maha Ekadasi because it's the first Ekadasi after Vasant Panchami. And it's considered very, very special. Out of all the darshans of Lord Jagannath during the day, the most special for Gaudiya Vaishnavas is the evening darshan, known as Bada Sringara Besh, wherein Lord Jagannath, they wrap his body in a cloth called Gita Govinda Kandua. One of the pandas who dresses Jagannath every day gave me a prasadam cloth from that. This has different verses written on it from the Gita Govinda. I can pass this around also. And they also, during the Bada Sringara Besh, there's a lady here, it used to be here, about 10 years ago, I haven't met the person doing the service since, and her name was Nalini Patnaik. And she had a special service. She would grind sandalwood paste every day for Jagannath. She would take large tulsi leaves, and she would write 2 syllables in Oriya language, Radha. She would write the name of Radha on those, and every night, for hundreds of years, it's mentioned by some of the associates of Mahaprabhu and some of the old poems, that they take and paste those tulsi leaves on Jagannath's heart every night when he wears his Bada Sringara Besh. So anyway, this friend of mine came with this basket today, and this is a very special thing. This basket generally goes to the king of Purī, and no one else gets it. This is called Kattaboga offering. And inside of it, you can maybe smell it from all the way across the room. There's a a tulsi garland. You can smell this, Prabhu. There's a tulsi garland from Lord Jagannath that he was wearing last night on his Bhatta Shringara Besh. So, and then this Kattaboga Prasadam, that he brought this to us today, and I thought, oh, this is Jagannath's way of saying thank you to all of you for coming here and doing service to the Dham, and reminding people about Krishna and sharing with them in Krishna Bhakti. It's the best service we can do. So many people come to take something or to take from the Dham, but you're coming here to give us something. And I'm so grateful for your association. So I want to pass this around, and you can smell it, highly recommended. And if you steal a few tulsi leaves, we won't tell anybody about that. Thank you all very much.
Actually, I had a godbrother who was put in jail here in Purī. And of course, we wanted to know, how's it going in there? And he said, well, every day they require 2 hours of bhajan, Jagannath bhajan in the jail. They bring out the instruments, harmoniums, like, okay, sing. So if you're going to go to jail, it's a good place for it, not to steal anything from the... Shraddha Devi Dasi, please. Hare Krishna. Also, I just want to mention that there's a book stand in the back on the right-hand side. These are one-of-a-kind books that Madhavananda Prabhu and his whole team have painstakingly compiled. Literatures talking about Lord Jagannath, Rath Yatra, the different saints of our sampradaya that are related to Lord Chaitanya, especially here in Jagannath Puri. So I recommend that you take whatever books are available back there and put them in your library. It'd be very useful, especially for when you come back next year, so you can read all the pastimes and the tattva and be really aware of it. And now, Shraddha Devi Dasi, can you tell us what we've won?
Thank you so much, Maharaj, first and foremost, for giving us such a wonderful darshan of the Dham. Amazing classes all around. I was always hurried in the evenings, so didn't have enough time to say thank you to you for doing it. I know you traveled, you and Guruma, you traveled almost, throughout the year. And so one after the other, this was a series of yatras you're doing back and forth. For me, coming even once to India, just breaks my back. And I don't know how you all do it so many times. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for that. You had also mentioned that it's only Krishna who works. And I was thinking that Krishna, in my case, actually worked through all these lovely faces that I'm seeing here. When I look at all these devotees, I cannot point to anyone and say, this one did not help me. And you remember that I was telling about the obstacles and the glitches I was facing, and I was mentioning that we are facing so many glitches, Maharaj. I think something special is going to come out of this yatra. And this is what it is, amazing. So I want to say thank you to all of you for helping me out. And then also, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that in this material world where I belong, that there is always, where there is fire, there will be smoke, and there's always a fault in everything. So as I render my service to the Dham and to you, dear devotees, I'm sure that I have made many, many faults and many, many mistakes. So please forgive me. They were not intentional at all. I hope to see you all again. I did see one registration already, right? Shankari is already registered for 2026. There you go. So 3 registrations already there. Yeah. Wherever. She's an open ticket. And then, so what have we won? We have won a trip to Govardhan. So you can still change your mind if you're not coming. you can still change your mind and join us. I know a couple of families are not going to join us, and you will be definitely missed there. Maharaj, I'm going to talk about some logistical things.
Please.
I mean, if you have commitments, you can, yeah, I'll be going on and on.
Okay.
But you're more welcome.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have to go pack. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhaja, if you so desire, please make our minds our friends. Please bring us back again and again to this holy abode in association with all the Vaishnavas. And please empower us more and more to distribute books here, expand Harinam Sankirtan, and may we take the mood of the Dham back with us and expand it all over the world. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer? You want to add something in?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah, please.
I just forgot to say that Chukuz Menum Prabhu is going to present the scores, book distribution scores.
That's happening now. Okay, let's do that, and I'll keep the prayer at that point.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. So without taking too much time, I'll just announce.
Take your time. It's a very important thing to offer.
Yeah. So these scores are for the scores for this Purī phase of our yatra.
Started with offering to Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, we offer the following prayers.
Yep.
The following scores.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, we are about to offer the scores for the Purī phase of our yatra. So if I could have the Mridanga roll, please. So in this phase, we have distributed 1,577 Oriya books. 416 Bangla books.
Hariba Bangla.
410 Hindi books.
Hariba.
And 66 English books.
Hariba.
As well as 91 Oriya Bhagavad Gitas.
Hariba.
28 Hindi Bhagavad Gitas.
Hariba.
3 English Bhagavad Gitas.
Hariba.
And 24 Bangla Bhagavad Gitas.
Hariba.
So in total, we distributed 146 Bhagavad Gitas. And we collected total Lakshmi of 46,093 rupees.
Haribo.
And still counting, as
still counting here in the front row.
Distribution done today. And the biggest day for us was the Jagannath Temple. And as I said yesterday, I got a final number of books here. So total outside the Jagannath Temple, we distributed 989 books, small books. Out of that, 692 Oriya books. But 39 Bangla books. And 169 Hindi books. 10 English. And the biggest one is we distributed 80 Bhagavad Gitas. So in this
and
service,
half of them went to the police, the Purī police.
So, and as well as Guru Maharaj, this service is not just been me. There's been a whole lot of devotees, but quite a big team behind us, including Shraddha Mataji, and we've been working on this service for like last 3 months. With everything from the book bags to making the language cards and how we're going to do it and everything else, stickers, lollipops, and also many devotees who somehow managed to smuggle the Dum Dum Pops to India again this year. So very, very thank you for that. So yeah, I would like to say thank you to, if I could have Mridanga roll again for Shraddha Mataji. For organizing and planning, because she was brain behind the whole service, including how many books we're going to purchase and everything about lollipops. Also, Chakodala Das Prabhu. He obviously did. He's not here with us, and unfortunately, but he organized the books from Delhi and shipped to Purī and everything. So there was quite a big logistic behind that as well. And also here, so I've been really been helped by Vijay Govind Prabhu. Vaishnav Toshni Prabhu. Adi Krishna Prabhu, Malti Mataji, who has been inspiration and guide, Mantrini Leela, who has been counting Lakshmi as well, Bhagwat Seva Prabhu, who has been coming every night,
Bhagavad Seva,
and last but not least is Mukhavin Prabhu, who has been helping us. So, and also all of you to be really going out and taking on other. Some of you been new here and just really unsure of how we're going to do book distribution and everything, but with Guru Maharaj mercy and guidance, I think thank you all for taking this opportunity and really going out and doing some book distribution. So thank you, Guru Maharaj.
More Lakshmi.
So we got extra 730 plus change at 246,073 rupees. So. So yeah, that's all from me, for this space.
Hare Krishna. And finally, please empower us to expand our book distribution year after year. And thank you for considering our requests. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer. Do you even remember it? In whole or in part, please unmute and say Hare Krishna. Vancha Kalpadrusha Kripa Sindhi.
Hare Krishna. They too are leaving. So I still have to discuss the logistics for tomorrow. So please stand by here. There won't be any morning class. Yeah, there won't be any morning class. So if you're joining us for phase 2, then please come. Okay, you're going to drop him? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, please be seated. So what time is the bus going to leave tomorrow? 6:45. Yeah. So 6:40. When it's 6:45, you should have checked out of your room, left your luggage in the lobby area. Come quickly down here to where we serve the prasadam. Pick up your boxes. There will be one box for you for breakfast, one box for you for lunch. And it doesn't matter whether you're joining us for phase 2 or not joining us for phase 2. Lunch and breakfast will be there for everybody. Okay? So that's there. Then you will go. The buses will already be there. The buses are going to be there from 6:30 onwards. And there will be volunteers there who will help you load the luggage into your bus. If you're taking help of the bellboys, you may tip them. But you don't have to tip the housekeeping because we tip them. The yatra tips them, on behalf of all of you like that. So you don't have to double tip there. So if you haven't collected your air ticket from me, just please, contact me. And I have just a few left. I think most of you already got yours. So do collect your air tickets. Take a picture of that. Keep it safe, right? Because we won't be able to issue another one really quickly if you lose it. So then from the bus, we're going to take the bus and we'll go all the way to the Bhubaneswar airport, where I think some of you are planning to do book distribution in the airport. Yeah. So Chuku's Madam Prabhu has organized some books to be taken there, so he will do that. When we arrive in Delhi, again, try to be together as a group, although you're checking in separately. try to be together as a group. If at all, we have purchased a lot of extra baggage for us. If somehow or the other, you are a little up and down, don't go and purchase there. Just check with us. Maybe we might have something surplus there. Okay. And once we reach Delhi, again we'll assemble again together there. We have a person by the name of Raj who's going to help us with boarding the bus. So again, a bus has been organized to take you all the way to Govardhan. And so when we arrive in Delhi, we have also organized prasadam for you there at the Delhi airport itself. Again, a box prasadam for you, because you would have eaten at say 12 noon, and by the time you reach Govardhan, it'll be 7. But once we reach Govardhan, there'll be more prasadam for you. So, so you can see, so that's there. And then the next day we start early in the morning as usual, the program there. And don't tell everybody, but we're going to the Ashtasakhi village on February 10th. So we'll take a bus. More logistics I'll announce once I reach over there. Again, reminder for those who are not Indian nationals to have your Form C filled up and ready. Now for tonight, I need all hands on the deck to help me. Everybody in the room, if you can do a little and help us, unwind and bring down. That'll be real melancholy to see, pulling down everything. And some of them has to be packed and taken with us to Govardhan, and some of us some of it will stay here. So we're going to organize that. I need help with somebody to help us pack the air purifiers that we have. So just contact me immediately after these announcements are over. I'm also looking for cabin baggage space. If you can, give up your cabin baggage space, and we will, let you. I know Vijay Govinda has already given that, but we could do a few more like that. Even if it's a few kilograms, if you can carry a few batteries or power packs from us, that'll help us a lot, because we don't want to check in anything to do with the broadcast system. We just don't want to fail. And Prabhu, we have good news for you. We have purchased, a router. We're paying for the router over there, so hopefully the connections will be there. And next year for sure, it's a learning exercise. We'll get it here as well. I was not aware that we had internet problems like that. Any questions anybody has on today, on this, on anything? Okay. So when we are, sorry, Guruma. Yeah, Guru Maharaj announced. Yeah. Oh, once more time? Okay, I will do that, yeah. Okay, so as Guru Maharaj was saying, that right behind you in the back, there are those fantastic books that Guru Maharaj was saying, Madhavananda Prabhu and his team, of course, which includes Krishna Kund Mataji also. They have brought it all the way. They don't live close to this place, so it's a labor of love for them to have brought them here, to have a look and, purchase the books, which ones you like. Go ahead. Exactly, yeah. So I'll just be briefing you, Akshobhya Prabhu and a few of the leads who have been helping us as to what stays here and what needs to go to Govardhan with us. So we'll talk about that. There was one more thing that I wanted to announce, and it just slipped my mind. Yeah, it'll come back. Yeah, so on the way to Govardhan, just as on your way to Purī, you had recited some prayers, right? So when you enter into Govardhan, you can start praying from here, or now, it doesn't matter. But we have the prayers of Akrura from Srimad Bhagavatam. So I have sent on our WhatsApp group, I have sent the link to those prayers. So just, especially when you're boarding the bus from Delhi and coming all the way to Govardhan, do recite those prayers there. Also, I have circulated the feedback form for all of you to fill out when the feedback is still fresh in your mind. That helps us improve in the yatra. Okay? And Bhagavad Siva Prabhu, anything that you want to say from your side that devotees should know? They have covered? We are good? Manoranjan Prabhu and his team, right? Can you bring them in here? We'll give a big round of applause to Shesha Prabhu, the cook who's going to come here. So they are not there. So anyway, we applauded that in absentia, and it's on Facebook. Anything else? Maharaj is with me. That's all from my side.
There's so many things, but I'm afraid because I know the feeling. I want to thank everybody in unique ways. But then I always have a sinking feeling I'll never come to the end of it, and I always forget somebody. But that's how I feel. And thank you to everybody. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu ki.